to the Promised Neverland Chapter 155. Ressurection.
Snap.
So this story still continues to disappoint me, but I guess in this chapter we see that the I guess Norman is finally bend the knee,
Right.
and they're trying to curb the chaos that was kind of started by the releasing of the poison and all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like what's her face's blood, Musica's blood, has the ability. Is it to reverse the changes?
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like just if you want to call it a cure, like just in general, for like the biggest problem that demons face, and that's destabilization.
Right.
So it's like the blood, like just alone, can one stabilize the demon and two keep them intelligent for forever. So I mean, like it sounds like based on like the start of this chapter that like the formula works. All they got to do now is just feed a little bit of blood to every single demon going on the rampage, and like the problem's over. So that's pretty much just a matter of time, unless they throw in some kind of monkey wrench, which I guess technically this big insect
Yeah.
monster demon,
But
whatever
are
you
they going to
call
turn
it
back
is.
to
But
human? That happened, right?
yeah, I mean, like they literally went from like rampaging to like decent again. So I mean, it's a cure all.
Yeah.
Um, But no, this chapter got a little odd, and it reminded me of like Tokyo Ghoul, and I was a little uncomfortable because of it. Not gonna lie. Um, though I will say, as I always say, put respect on the queen's name. Homegirl doesn't want to die. I mean, it's crazy. Uh, oh, yo, MGG, you
Yeah.
still there? Oh, okay. I thought
Yeah.
you got for a second.
Sorry, I had to like switch my connection out. But yeah, I said, why'd you make you uncomfortable?
It was I don't know. It's just like I mean uncomfortable in the sense that like not like not like mentally or emotionally comfortable. Uncomfortable in the sense of like where they're going with it. It's
Mm,
just I don't. It's just out of left field for me. And I guess maybe
I
they
agree.
needed that considering like it was all winding down so easily. So they still needed one more X factor for them to like one more obstacle if you give to
Yeah.
actually to actually take over. But I don't know. I felt it was like a little unnecessary, and also it arised a lot of questions, at least to me.
Hmm.
The biggest one just being, how is it that all the people she's eaten or that she got comprised of in the body still had like a working like mind of
Brain.
their own?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, like that question by itself doesn't like it doesn't make any sense. Like, I'm
Mm.
not sure how they really want to explain that, but that was really confusing.
Yeah.
Um,
Only thing would be is unless she like retains the memories of who she's eaten for some reason. We haven't really seen that before, but then
right.
again, we never really had the opportunity to explore that either, given the demons we've met, because they almost all have been like, oh, we meet a demon, kill him. Like there hasn't been any like Sunju and Musica, like Sunju doesn't clearly has shown that he doesn't eat humans. I don't know if it was confirmed before.
No, I think so. I mean, like since he has, like the Musica bloodline, like,
Musica's blood with this whole arm thing.
and to just actually fight him, I don't think he's ever really been about eating. At least I don't
Yeah.
think, not that I remember.
Yeah. So with that, I'm just like, I don't know. It doesn't bother me as much as what's going on with Norman and the direction that the author is going in, because now they're just gonna fight some big or small monster. It was kind of hard to tell. She turned into some big ugly thing, and then at the end, she's like this faceless thing. So I don't know what it is, but it's kind of still taken away from like once again the like strategy of Promised Neverland. It's like he kind of forgot what got people hooked into this,
Right, right.
and like is leaning more like the shonen route for no
Yeah,
real reason, and
yeah.
it's not really providing any additional value to me. I'm just kind of like, all right, well, Norman's now goofy officially, and now they have to fight this big thing to win. So somehow after they fight this queen, like it's like he kind of like did pin the tail on the donkey and basically was just like, well, the queen was the evil one the whole time. Like somehow after defeating the queen, all of these questions that like Ray, Norman, and Emma were exploring in their arguments are somehow just going to be answered by defeating the queen. Like the fact that demons will still want to eat high quality human meat, even though they are um cured of the need for it.
Right.
Like that question, it seems like the author is saying like, well, that's not an issue anymore after they kill the queen. And I go, I know, I think that's still an issue.
Yeah.
Like that's still going to be a problem going forward.
Yeah.
Like I don't feel like any of these points are getting explored. I feel like he's just going like, well, just fight the big bad thing, and then forget about anything else that I raised, which is really weird.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. They pretty much went from like a complete mental like mind games, set it up, schemes, plots, to just all around monster fighting. Um, for a hot second, they had like sparks of it coming back. We thought Norman, had the mastermind plan, but that was immediately derailed as soon as Emma joined the fray.
Yep.
So here we are. Um, I don't know. Like obviously I'm still hyped because the queen just is a straight motherfucking monster. And I always put respect on her name. But this is I don't know. I don't know. To be honest, like that pretty much summarizes it. I don't
Yeah.
know what's really even happening anymore.
I
Uh,
You could go ahead then on that note. If you didn't
yeah.
have anything else to add.
No, I mean that's pretty much it. It was kind of a blase kind of chapter, pretty much.
Yeah. I'm giving it a full trash, man. I don't think I enjoy the direction Promised Neverland is going. Um, Maybe it'll be like Attack on Titan, and somehow like people who watch the anime will actually like enjoy this
Mm,
part. But like, I doubt it because I don't think it ever returns to the Norman or Emma or Ray strats. Like, yes,
yeah,
once we find out what happens with this demon, maybe that'll be something interesting. Maybe they'll outstrat that. But really, Promise Neverland raises way more questions than it answers. And
true.
that's my problem. It just
Yep.
keeps raising more questions that you want them to answer, and then they don't answer them. Like this demon guy. I would have actually preferred if they spent more time explaining to us why the demon god is the demon god, like
Yeah.
how he's achieved this like ability to transcend space and time. I
Yep.
would prefer that than what we got with the queen so far.
Agreed.
Like the queen's thing, like her power and all this other thing, it doesn't add anything because no one is reading this from like the shonen perspective. Like we're not valuing Promise Neverland for like the hands. Like yes, the queen is powerful and OP, but the thing about it is like Promise Neverland isn't based in that.
True.
So if I compare the queen that I'm seeing now to any of the other villains I've seen now, she doesn't even hold a candle to any of the real shonen villains. Like she doesn't have strats. She slowly relies on the fact that she's like OP or powerful. Madara would drop her. Like
Oh, obviously.
I don't have any like she doesn't hold up in the echelon of like great villains. You know what I mean? Now, if she was a more strategic person,
You you're
then
right.
she now adds that candle. But the author wants to go shonen with it, which makes no sense to me. But anyways, that long tangent is just to say this chapter, and I haven't been in the past reviews for the other chapters, but those other chapters have been trash, like consistent trash. So
No, I'm gonna. I mean, you're right. To be honest with you, I'm gonna give it decent trash. Still, because even though it goes like against what the story really is, but I mean, fuck, the queen like still kept it real the entire time. Like she's still on her feet. She's still the queen. Put the crown on her head. But as far as like the chapter itself, no, I mean, you're right. They were raising questions that don't even need to be questions in the first place.
yeah,
Um, and I just find that to be unnecessary considering all the other questions or issues that they can tackle when they chose not to, or at least not yet.
yeah,
I guess there's a possibility that they're using this literally just as fluff until they figure it out themselves of how they want to really end the series or whatever.
Hmm.
But I don't know. I guess we'll see. But no, decent trash.